Hey everybody, my name is Dwayne Blais. In this next video, we're gonna look at some backwards skating progressions. If you're a coach working with players that are just beginning, a lot of times backwards skating can be a little bit more of a challenge than forward skating. But as they're moving and they're getting going, a couple things we want them to do is just momentum moving backwards. So even if they're moving their body and their hips, which we don't want them to do down the road, but in the beginning, if they're getting going backwards like this, great. Again, going back to that hockey player position, so head up, back straight, knees bent. Right? Eventually, we want them to start to make those C's. Now, there's a lot of certain coaches use different terminology. I like to use C's just because that's how I was taught and they're around. And if I ask any kid nowadays, what letters do your feet make when you're going backwards? Most of them say C's, so I stick with that. But I don't care if it's a heart or number 7, right? Some people think it's a heart looking, some people think it's a number 7. All I want them to do is, if we look at our forward skating, we push out the back corner. So if I'm going backwards, then I want to push out the front corner. And so many times players push out the side, so they end up kicking their heel up like this, or they end up recovering kind of under their foot or behind their other foot, which is not what we want. We want to use as much ice as we can. So if we can push out that front corner and push out, snap that toe, bring it back, push out, snap that toe, bring it back, that's going to allow us to grab a lot of ice and finish our C. So again, going back to our young players, if we can have them eventually just start to make that C, and ideally going one leg at a time. This can be difficult and super frustrating, but get them just a push. And even if that push is just half a push, just a couple of the cues here are push your toe out, so snap your toe out, and then pull your heel back in. Push your toe out, and then pull your heel back in. Push your toe out, and then pull your heel back in. And players will get it, even going a couple times up, back and forth, whether you're doing it in wave skating or in a drill or across the line. So even having players come across the line like this, on the blue line or the red line, and just pushing that leg out, bringing it back together. Pushing that leg out, bringing it back together. But having some kind of a guide to keep those straight lines is huge. And then once they get that, then using both their feet together, obviously, so then you're pushing with one leg and then the other leg and pushing out in that corner and trying to stay in those nice straight lines. As a player gets better, then we're gonna add some speed to that. What's gonna happen to those big C's that we've been trying to get them to do, and I know with young kids, those big C's are never big, they're always pretty small. But as players get quicker, we want their C's to get quicker. So if I'm skating backwards with my nice big C's, realistically in a game, if someone's coming on me, now my C's get smaller and I'm pushing nice and quick coming back. The biggest thing we notice with young players is having one foot work independently with the other is really hard. So what you'll see a lot of times is if I'm pushing with this foot, watch this foot move. So it'll go side to side to side to side. Where ideally we want one foot pushing and the other foot tracking back, tracking back, tracking back. So if I'm coming towards you, I'm trying to skate in straight lines backwards. Now, this is something that's gonna help with more advanced players, but for young players or just beginners, making sure that they're trying to work one leg independently of the other, not too much wiggling side to side, controlling their stick. And the big thing too, you'll notice is shoulders tend to go forward like this. So now they're looking here, just getting that head up, shoulders nice and low, shoulders over those knees, and then staying in a good body position as they're going backwards is gonna be huge. These are a couple quick little progressions to take a player from just beginning to moving and starting to move a little bit more efficiently. But the better a player can get at skating backwards, the better overall player they're gonna be.